What's up, Philly 20 fam? It's your girl Nettie Net, and I'm back. Back today to have a little discussion about the Damo and Crissy situation. It's very sad because I said what I said, and I kind of feel like Damo was using the baby to come or get Crissy back. I still feel that way. But the respect comes in with Damo. So she came out with a video, and basically she's telling the whole story of how she remained in this relationship, basically for YouTube purposes, but remained in this relationship very unhappy. The whole time she was pregnant, she was being cheated on. She was being neglected. She was being told that her baby wasn't going to be accepted in a way, basically not loved by the other mother. Um, it's sad because I hate the fact that she had to go through this. What I would say to her is we learn lessons in life. Um, this is what's sad when people rush into relationships. Um, you want to have things together. You want to have things on the same page. You want to know the person that you're getting into a relationship with. And this is before you decide to have babies, because what happens is when a baby is born, it changes people, it changes your atmosphere, it changes your way of living, it changes everything. Um, you're not so free anymore. You can't walk around with nothing on around the house. You can't smoke or drink at certain times when your child is awake. You shouldn't, I can't really say what, because people do what they have to do to raise their children, and that's what's important. Um, but at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is when you have a child with someone, you have a mother and you have a father. One thing I can't stand is a deadbeat. My aspect on a deadbeat is someone who can but chooses not to be there. Someone who makes money and chooses to buy clothes versus buying the child something. Chooses to buy food for themselves and neglect the fact that their child needs to eat. Um, Back in the day, they used to have a word called deadbeat dads. But in the millennium today, there's a lot of deadbeat moms as well. So when I say that, basically, when we have these children, it doesn't matter who carries them. It does, because you got a lot more love for that child, being that you bear them. Sometimes I know people who bear a child and give them away because they have no bond, no nothing. Um, but you give birth to this child to love them, to show them the right way of life, to teach them the way to live, to teach them to be clean about themselves, to teach them that they need to go to school to learn and be smart, to be someone else in the world today, to teach them just about society and how people will treat you out here today. And not more so just what they're learning on the internet. We can't control it, but we can. But that's a whole nother story. We're going to go back to these two. Now, y'all gave birth to this beautiful, beautiful baby. Okay? Well, Damo, you gave birth to this beautiful baby. Crissy, you were along with the ride. You took along with the ride. You were there for that child. You've been there for him. As far as what happened over the last month or so, I think it honestly is kind of immature. And y'all both need to look at yourselves as people and what's right for little man. Not you guys. Not who has a girlfriend or who doesn't, or who's abstinent. It's not that important. It's not about who can travel the most, or who has the most money, or who has the best cars, or it goes back to this child's safety and security. There's only two, maybe three or four people in this child's life that he can probably trust, where his mother can honestly say, I can shut my eyes at night and I know he's in good hands. And I truly believe that Crissy is one of the top people that Damo feels that way about. But because of the hurt, shame, embarrassment, and it can go on over what happened and how it happened. It's social media. We went through this before with some other couples. My heart went out to them. They ain't understand. Y'all wonder why I still talk about it. Sometimes I have to, because it helps me feel better inside. I feel like I was out here trying to speak out to the youth. When I see someone bright and has something to them, I try to reach for them. Not reach as in picking, but reach as in try to let them know they have a soul, a good one. And I still say that about people, but no one will ever give me my credit at the end of the day. So it's hard to get over the situation, you know? So I kind of feel like certain people ruin my brand at that point, but, you know, they don't care. So why should I? But anyway, like I said, I was raised in a whole nother era than some of these kids out here today. And I refuse to let anyone take my joy, my happiness, my love, my well-being, just my spirit, all in itself. I refuse to let anyone steal that from me. So therefore, I choose happy time. I choose to be happy at all times. I might argue. Someone asked me today, do you and your husband argue? And we both responded back, damn right. Yes, sometimes every day. Sometimes on and off all day. 17 years. How did you do it? It takes work. It's not perfect. It takes work. It takes love. It takes wanting to be there for your child. It takes those children that make you really stick it out. If you're raised in love, you should have no problem showing love. And that's just the truth. Some people just ain't got no love in their hearts for no one, but some people do. I don't even know what to say at this point. I just feel bad for them. I hope that they work this out. I understand totally. I didn't see the whole video, but I watched Salty LG, whatever, on Instagram, and I seen the little pieces of it or whatever. But I really feel like at this point, yes, Damo, I have much respect for her for being very humble. She came out and she told her side of the story, and she went raw dog on it. Like, she held no punches with that. So I totally believe everything she said there. She totally looked into the camera, like I always say. You know, unlike some people. But, you know, all I could really say is we have to pray. We have to pray for our enemies, our friends, our family, our mates. God has the ultimate say-so over all of this. We shouldn't just talk about God and going to church when we're hurt or going through things. We need to start practicing more often on a daily. Thank God like you thank for your food and you eat on a daily, you know? So he's the one that provided all this for us. And he's the one who should get the most praise. But at the same time, he's the one who can fix all of our problems. So I'm just going to tell y'all, God's watching everything we do, everything we say, and exactly how we're acting and what we're teaching our youth out here today. So, in all in a nutshell, we have to try to love each other. Love him first, though. It makes it a lot easier. Love him first. Love each other. Try to apologize to each other. Take a look back and say, maybe this is really stupid, but who knows? Who really knows the whole situation? But whatever the case is, it needs to be squashed. And if it isn't, it shouldn't be on social media consistently for this baby to see and read as he gets older. And that's all I can really say. So, if and with that being said, always keep God first. And we have to love ourselves. And it makes it much easier to love others.